Hello, everybody. Welcome in. I thought we were gonna have a singer transition, stars. I was ready for like a little bit of an entry, but hey,
Eh,
we're here.
yes, sir. I thought so too, but the program was like, nah, let's just hop straight into the action.
Sometimes it's just there's not enough intro that would do you enough good, stars. You are the best intro we can hope for. Nothing could live up to just straight up seeing you on the screen. And this is our first time on the broadcast together.
Oh yeah, it's been a fun experience today. It's technically my debut for casting. I've never done it for real. This is my first time, so it's been fun so far. It's been fun.
Amazing. Well, hey, I'm happy to see you here, especially given the fact that you are pretty knowledgeable about the finals now that you've gotten to listen to me scream about it for the last 6 weeks.
Indeed.com. I've been on the backside, just watching you, learning the lingo that you like to use. I also used to play myself a little bit. I haven't gotten to play since season one, mind you. I played a little bit of Terminal Attack, but it's been so long. My YouTube
Oh,
channel in the background is just like, where's the content?
a little bit of Terminal Attack, which means you're ready for season 3 ranked, right, Stars?
Yes, I am so ready. What about you? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that change.org petition needs a few more signatures before they start to take it seriously. But at the very least, I'm excited to see a little bit of more 3v3 action, the way that the finals was meant to be played. And we are in the upper bracket finals. This is a very, very, very important match because between Yappers and between, of course, Team BURTS, only one of them will get a shot at the grand final here, or we might be seeing them take it out here, and then maybe one of them beats BKO in the lower final, and we get a rematch. Whatever happens today, this is where it starts, and it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, this is going to be a very intense game. Yappers, one of our strongest teams we've had. Granted, they played one event, they played one qualifier, and they said we're done. And then we also have BURTS, who came in, I think, qualifier number 3, put on a clinic. I think they also won qualifier number 3 as well. And it's been great watching them. They have great team cohesion. Their individual gun skill is great, and they quickly learn from their mistakes too. Like, for example, map 1 today, like they were splitting up a little bit during team fights, getting themselves isolated, but like they started to pick themselves up over like the next 2 maps, and it started looking good in their favor.
Exactly. And, over the whole of Split 1, we've seen BURT's team comp sort of evolve to where it is today. Remember that Chickpea started as one of the best lights in the game, and now we see him absolutely beaming on medium. Let's take a look at the map bans here, and let's see how this is going to be influencing their gameplay styles, because we look at the bans, BURT banning Soul because they've seen Yappers play on Soul. Nobody wants to deal with that. Yappers banning Monaco because they've seen BURTS play on Monaco. They don't want to deal with that. We're starting on Vegas, which is always going to be an interesting pick, but it means that they don't want to deal with just getting shot at before they can get to where they're going. And especially when it comes to the double medium setup that we will be seeing from BURTS, there's a lot more opportunities for getting your medium out of the way of danger, get those heals out, get your heavy back up and running. However, when you think about Yappers and how Demov has been absolutely demonizing everybody on light, there's tons of angles to get skirmished from and for BURTS to get cut off by that light utility.
Yeah, and I think that's very interesting because I feel like BURTS banning Soul is really good just because of that light. Light thrives in a lot of open area situations as opposed to like medium heavy, which thrives more where you have cover, you're playing the cover. Like, for example, Vegas is really good for that. That's why we saw Vegas played a lot yesterday. And it actually looks like we're getting Vegas on Sandstorm.
Oh my goodness, Sandstorm. Sandstorm is actually my favorite, and I wish that more maps had these sort of fully game-changing layouts. Obviously, you've got Soul Construction, which that is a huge game changer. On Skyway Stadium, you've got High Rise or Up, Down, Left, Right, which adds a bunch of stuff, but really, you raise the center of the map in Skyway, it's not really changing anything. But Las Vegas Sandstorm, you've got one entire section of the map deleted, turned into a mound, into a hill. And then when it comes down to actually where the cash outs are spawning on the what is normally the Argonne district turned into just a single mountain of sand, that one cash out can be incredibly difficult to hold if you don't have the sustain of a double medium. So again, the differences in playstyles of these teams to the MMH versus the HML, you are going to be seeing them try to focus on getting the vault into the cash out that more specifically suits their playstyle.
Hey, as we can see the pick'ems coming out, Yappers being picked by me and the staff, while the audience and you yourself truly do believe BURTS can pull this out. So as we get into the action, we see Chickpea holding that glitch barrel. They're just stalking, waiting to see an opportunity to go ahead and catch Yappers off guard as they go for the vault.
Exactly, and this is going to be a very intense opening because the fact that Vault 1, it is already procced and open, ready to get taken somewhere, but look at this, they're crouching around, they're trying to hide away. We see Yappers on the top trying to figure out why isn't it moving anywhere. And that being said, we see the gateway in the hand of Dimov. He knows if he can get his hands on the vault, he can just throw it away and take the gateway. That's exactly what we're going to see. Boom, all the way taken over to A, which is on ultimate height. This is going to be a very unique fight that's going to come through for Team BURTS, because Team BURTS, remember, they don't have a light that can skirmish, and I think Chickpea's on the model 1887. Usually on Vegas, it's a really good pick. But unfortunately, it's not going to connect the way it needs to. Bone gets a quick pick onto Chickpea. We are going to be able to see the res come through. Situation gets traded out as well. Sueco goes down. The res will come through the double medium. Bone and Dimov still up, seeing what they're going to be able to pull through here as BURTS tries to find the connection to finish the fight here. Bone will go down, and then we need to find Dimov. But Dimov will sustain, give his team enough time to coin in, but BURTS has control over the cash out now. That model 1887 needs to find a lot more value when we're in this open section of Vegas.
Yeah, Dimov running around, going invis, barely able to juke out BURTS here to get away. He just wanted to throw that trophy away just so they could get in and get the res. You see Boone is coming back up off the respawn here, setting down low. They're just going to go ahead and play slow. I think they're just going to go ahead and play for the drop here just so they can get a free steal here under the nice little rafters. It's actually, no, they're bouncing up.
Yeah, they are going to have to take this fight from underneath. Yapper is getting ready to throw the gateways through as well. No, they're not utilizing the gateways as much as I think they need to, but huge glitch going through. And check this out, Situation going to be taking tons of damage now. Bone goes out as well. Just going to be up to Dimov, trying to find value with the shotgun, but the SH-1900 not going to be enough here, and it will be a full-on wipe. No, Dimov does survive. Dimov is able to survive just a little bit, but is it going to matter as much with the cash out A almost being done? It looks like BURTS has this in the bag. Cash out A starting off strong for Team BURTS as Dimov finally getting wiped, and that is going to be a good start for BURTS today in the upper finals.
Yeah, it's great to see because you over here see Treason and Yappers just going ahead and using all that utility to make the plays, but Chickpea and Z and Sueco on BURTS, they're just going to play so well together. They're just playing close up. They're not letting any space get taken, and if they are giving up space, they're doing it together so that way they can just reset, make sure they have their bearings, and just take a clean fight. We see over here, we see BURTS starting up vault number 2, ziplining across. Looks like they're starting to go towards C here a little bit. Yappers on the top of the Grand Hotel, just going ahead and get overhead angles, trying to see if they can cut them off and potentially get a team wipe or even just stagger their push just a little bit.
Yep, they are going to be pushing into the Argonne, or to the Zarabi district right now, seeing if they can find their way in. There's cash out C up on the top. Remember, this cash out is going to be able to be dropped either onto the mezzanine or onto the floor below. A lot of teams like to play in that medium. Orbital lasers, that's such a big brain move to drop it down without wasting any util. Chickpea jumps up the top there. He sees Demov, does a little bit of damage with that light deleter. They know that there's a portal. They're waiting to see about this gateway. Look at this. They've already figured out the move from Yappers, and as the cash out is underway, they're trying to figure out if they can stall out Yappers from making any moves towards the steal. And as big damage comes in, Demov will get taken out first here. Chickpea and Z up to the very top to support Sueco in his charge, and unfortunately Chickpea will go out, but situation, low HP, can't be healed, gonna get finished off by Z. Sueco is gonna be on the charge to take out situation, and that is gonna be a full res for Team BURTS, and this is what I'm talking about when it comes to cohesion. The ability to just come up to the side, judge a situation before Yappers even gets the ability to establish themselves. This is what I love about BURTS.
Yeah, and them just playing slow and composed is really what helped them get this far. It's really just all about Yappers trying to figure out how they can get around that mindset and find their own way to like break into that, trick BURTS into doing a certain play and just taking advantage of that situation. It's looking very interesting here as Chickpea and BURTS are dodging orbital lasers. We have Yappers coming in from the side here. Oh, never mind. Chickpea dropping down into the kitchen. Demov chasing.
They're using the mezzanine as cover to make sure they can't get hit, but Demov on the side, he's going to be able to land a stun gun, but it's not going to matter too much. Remember, the double sustain for the double medium is going to be a lot. This is what I was talking about when it comes to Las Vegas, being able to move your mediums around corners to keep the heavy healed up. We see Z and Chickpea trading out damage for heals, and this is a huge amount of damage as Bone and Demov both go down. It's just about a situation you can't quite keep up with it, and that's going to be a 2-0 sweep for Vegas. $20,000 in the bank for BURTS, and that's going to be one map in the bank as it comes to the overall scoreboard. What an incredible performance from the teams, but BURTS really showing that they have Vegas under control even when you get the sandstorm.
Yeah, no, it was a very interesting fight to see there. You have a lot of action popping off. We have I can't even think. It's just so much going on. BURTS going crazy with the team cohesion, like you were saying, and them just playing together with the shotguns really helped them get together. Chickpea was really good at just identifying where Yappers was going to attack from and just playing around it. It was really cool to see. They mostly played from verticality, and every time they went to push, they're like, hey, let's make sure we take the height so that way we can push Yappers down so we had the advantage. So whenever they took a fight, they worked up, down rather than working down, up like we saw Yappers trying to do.
Exactly. And I think that a lot of what we just saw there with Yappers not being able to keep up has to do with the fact that they decided to commit to the SH1900 on the Sandstorm variant of Vegas. Remember, the light shotgun can do wonders if you actually have hallways to dodge in and out of, hotel rooms that you can just break in and out through to stay invis in a corner so they can't find you. But when it's on the Sandstorm variant, most of those cash outs are not going to be in a position where you can really capitalize on that light shotgun. It's the same thing with the medium shotgun, but that's why what we saw from Chickpea was using that zip line extremely aggressively to close that distance out before it becomes an issue. And when it comes to actually finding the openings and opportunities, BURT's actual loadout was just more suited for the openness that comes from that Sandstorm variant of Vegas. And I think that if maybe Yappers was paying attention a little bit more, they would have pulled a different weapon for the light. Call me crazy for saying it, but I think even a sword would have given them more value, or even the throwing knives that versus the shotgun, especially on this variation of Vegas. But we'll have to see if they stick with it moving forward.
Yeah, we're going to have going straight into Sis Horizon here. BURTS doing really well on Sis Horizon. Unfortunately, they fell short to LRC in their last matchup. Of course, that's when they started, splitting up, not playing together, but they did learn from that. So it's really great to see, because how BURTS likes to play Sis Horizon is they like to chase people down. It's sort of like a highway pursuit essentially, where where instead of trying to cut them off like they usually do on maps like for example when they play Seoul or Skyway Stadium, what you'll see them do here is when a team gets the cash out, they'll wrap around behind them, chase them down, and they'll try to play for one pick. Once they get that kill, the team usually drops the cash out, or not the cash out, the vault, so they can pick it up and get the first score and set up. So it's basically they're playing to stagger essentially.
Exactly. And that stagger play is everything when it comes to actually determining what is more important on this custom version of the final round. Because remember, we aren't in a true final round format that you would find in ranked once you get to round 3. But instead, because this is a modified version of Quick Cash, where we're just playing with only 2 teams to get as close as we can, you have infinite coins and shortened respawn timers. And that is where you see teams like BURTS actually kind of controlling the meta a little bit by deciding when they want to wipe the team or when they want to get those staggers like you were talking about. But jumping in here to Sis Horizon on the night mode variant, it is Yappers that spawns slightly closer to the vault. And once they get that open, I think they're going to play with a gateway to try and find a little bit of a cheeky entry. But BURTS is close on their tail here.
Yeah, it's looking like a great fight going on right here, as it looks like we have Chickpea going down early, getting rezzed right here, right now. We're going to go ahead and hop right back into it with Sueko trying to heal up behind the shield. It's not going to work out as you have Boom coming in with the RPG. They're taken down, easily traded out with the F-car by Z.
And Dimov's still going to be alive, but not for long as he gets found out with the light deleter, the medium shotgun. That's going to be Vault 1 in the hands of BURTS, and they waste no time getting that moved all the way over to Cash Out B here in campus.
Yeah, we're just going to... I'm interested to see how they're going to set up here. Usually they like to play from above. They'll just RPG the top, and then they will set up down below inside of the lecture hall.
This is going to be one of the harder cash outs to control from this side, but one of the things that you can do is if you can find a red barrel to delete that little bit of cover that's in the middle and keep that column away, keep B just out in the open here. But this is interesting from BURTS because like you said, BURTS usually plays from height here. They're not going to be doing that, instead giving up height for Yappers. This is what I love about the finals, because ultimate height is not always the win condition. Instead, having a pad that gets you out right next to your team is gonna be what gives you that win condition. A huge glitch grenade goes out, but Dimov, even though he's down to half HP, gonna be able to escape as his team backs off and skirts around in the corners, hiding in the classrooms of the campus. Now we do have BURTS sitting on ultimate height, and they're gonna be opening up the top door, trying to find their way in, while Yappers instead finds a way to drop the cash out down to the first floor, trying to gas BURTS out away from the entry. But unfortunately for Yappers, they're not going to have a quick way in. The steal is going to be started, and with the glitch jumping through, Chickpea not able to stop it in time. The steal comes through for Yappers, which means BURTS needs to win the team fight, but they're going to lose Chickpea and Sueko off the bat. That's not a great way to start, as Z goes out as well. That is a wipe and a perfectly calculated assault by the Yappers, and that is going to be Cash Out B being in their control. I'm not sure if there's enough time for BURTS to come through. What a fight!
Yeah, no, they're not gonna have time to get this. They're just have to set up and get ready for the next vault. But wow, can we talk about the shots of the shotguns coming out from Team Yappers? Bro, they didn't miss a single shot. We saw Dimov coming out here with the double barrel, hitting every shot on every player. And then we had what we call a sausage from Rainbow Six Minute. You know what I'm talking about. We call that shotgun the sausage.
I know the sausage.
He's just going crazy with it. Hey, going back into it though, we have Dimov over here finding an easy pick on Chickpea. I don't know why he decided to go in by himself right there, but it's not looking good for Team BURTS right here going into the next vault.
Yeah, I really think that BURTS is going to need to have a full reset and just sort of determine Oh yeah, there it is. We actually see Chickpea just deciding to wipe themselves anyway, get the team back faster. They know that there are members of Yappers waiting around for them, so might as well just call it quits while they're ahead. And again, BURTS is up one map. If they lose this, it's not the end of the world, but that's what's activating Yappers right now to not be missing a shot. They know that they dropped the ball at the very beginning of that first team fight. They need to adapt and overcome quickly. So what we're going to be seeing right now is, I think, a little bit of a reorganization from BURTS. I think Chickpea is going to start to be more stable in his role as a primary healer, backing off from that primary fragger role of a medium, and instead we're going to be seeing him lead the charge for his team, setting up zips. But no, he is going to be fragging out, pushing in to take out the medium first.
Boom!
Targeting the medium is going to be a huge strategy here, but unfortunately they aren't able to finish the fight. Bone will be getting healed up there as Situation finds his way in. Demov going down to half HP, but is able to survive. We see a glitch go out towards BURTS, which pushes them back simultaneously, but at the end of the day, Vault 2 still not any closer to being plugged into a cash out. We see Chickpea struggling to get on the vertical zip as he tries to get close enough to stop it from moving in. Sueko takes a jump pad that slightly throws him off, but it's going to be close enough. We see the fight really starting to enter. The movement is not where it needs to be, but Chickpea finds himself in an inserted backline position. Demov glitch grenades on the sideline. He survives, but one of his teammates, the Situation, doesn't. That means Bone's not going to be able to get healed. He goes down to very low HP. I think he's going to get finished off here. He does. Now it's just up to Demov, who will try to find his teammates to try to get the res. This means that BURTS has not a lot of time to go for this reset, get in control of the cash out, and set up for their post plant.
Yeah, you saw over there, you saw Demov trying to throw it away, so it stalls for time for his team to respawn and for him to get the res. Chickpea and BURTS going to go ahead and insert that vault into cash out C. We see the timer started here as Demov and Yappers are just playing slow. They're going to go ahead and crouch wall, get their bang in the situation. Demov setting up so he has an escape for himself as soon as he goes in. And I think that's really interesting to see. Instead of using the gateway to teleport in,
sorry to cut you off, but the fight's gonna start super quick here. We see Chickpea trying to insert himself right into the back line to delete the medium. Unfortunately, though, he's not gonna be able to finish it off, but there it is. We see Situation go down to Sueko, finds a shot, but Chickpea goes out as well as Demon gets close enough. The cash out is still well underway. Chickpea gets res by Z as Z tries to make his way back over to Sueko, and Chickpea trying to find his way in, but Sueko, he doesn't need him. He's gonna take out Bone and Demov immediately before the heals even connect, and that's going to be C getting well through. And remember, back-to-back cash outs here and Campus, they are going to need to see if they can guard from a quick respawn in Art Gallery or Museum. It looks like it is going to be a Museum spawn for the Yappers, which means that they're well and ready for this next fight. But look at this setup that they've got going here as BURTS sets up underneath cash out C. They're ready to drop it when needed. Bounce pad is ready up. They're breaking the desks, but what is Yappers cooking? Yappers trying to find their way in. The gateway already placed. The team ready to collapse in through the gateway when the time is ready. Looks like they're running out of time, so they just say, screw it, we'll call the gateway now, get in, glitch grenades out. It's all going to come down to this, folks. We see them start the steal, the drop comes through, and there it is. BURTS with the gas, traps them inside. It's not going to be a lot of damage, but it's going to be enough. But Chickpea going to be the first person to fall in this team fight here. Situation is second, no more medium for Yappers, and that means Bone goes out next. Demov survives, but not for long as he goes out. It's a team wipe for Yappers, and that means that BURTS is going to be able to remain in the running. They get the cash out, and it comes down to cash out number 3.
I don't know if you've noticed this already, but it was a great play. They destroyed above, and they had a bounce pad set up alongside the gas canisters. So when they blew the floor out, what they ended up doing was bouncing that cash out all the way across the classroom out the window. So now Demov and Yappers had to chase it out, which wasted even more time out of the 25 seconds they had left on that spawn as we start to go ahead into the next fight. We're gonna go ahead and hop right into the museum as Yappers is trying to find their way in. Team BURTS doing a great time of stalling, starting to go in right now. They're isolating out the players, but Demov coming from behind with the flank with the double barrel finds the opening damage, and they're able to wipe BURTS. And Vault 3 is theirs, as it looks like they're starting to head towards Cash Out D.
I love this. I love the synergy that we're seeing between both of these teams. And this is going to be a cash out on the other side of the map in the library. It's going to be on the upper deck here. We didn't get the coveted fire escape, but at the same time, this is going to be very difficult for the teams to push into. This cash out is oftentimes held when you can get your goo barrels up to the top and you take a very interesting height position. However, goo barrels look like they're few and far between. I see one right there, but I'm not seeing Yappers get ready to activate on it. We see Demov setting up on the sidelines with a glitch barrel, and Chickpea, Sueco, and Z make their way in, running in over from workspace to hug the side of the map, trying to get into the library from the absolute closest outside lane.
Oh, look at that. Demov is playing separate this whole entire match. I don't know if you've noticed. He's been playing more recon and flanker compared to how we've seen other teams play where they play together. Demov going to go ahead and throw in that glitch barrel. Gets a good stun. Chasing down the players. He's going to get the stun on the heavy. Sueco, isolated by himself, goes down. It's all up to Chickpea and Z, but it's not going to be enough as they're going to go ahead and get team wiped.
This is so difficult for BURTS because of the fact that Cash Out D is well underway. That being said, 10 seconds on the respawn. If they spawn in the art gallery, they will have enough time, but they'll have to zip straight in. No time to go through. There's the art gallery spawn. Will they be able to find the right position? Oh, a very unfortunate timed zip, but they get the perfect zip into the next gigapad.
Oh,
they're
the
right
bunny hop!
inside. There's just enough time, and he's going to be able to get into this fight quickly. The medium not going to be healing the heavies. The heavy goes down to half HP. Chickpea going to be the first to fall, but there's Z right after. Sueco remaining with no healers. Will he have the clutch gene? He doesn't. It's a team wipe, and that's going to be a victory on map 2 for the Yappers. Sis Horizon taking what was BURTS' team pick. This is insanity as we go 1-1 on the score line. Stars, it had to be map 3.
Yeah, it had to. It's been a crazy day. 2-1 after 2-1. It's just been going on left and right. It's so wild to see, like, the matches that we're getting today. Every team giving it their best. Like, I think we only had 1-2-0 out of the entire day, and it's so crazy that we're gonna see a continuation of that today.
It is insane to see the strategies, especially given the fact that, like I said, their team compositions genuinely change how they can play on each individual cash out. And I love seeing the gas barrel on with the jump pad with the cash out. It is so fun to see. There's also a strategy that you can pull where you have the cash out right next to a jump pad. You just throw a gas barrel at the cash out and it will go into the jump pad and skyrocket out the side like we just saw with that second to last cash out there. But one of the craziest things about what we're seeing is how Demov is finding insane value with that double barrel shotgun. To be honest, I did not think that the double barrel shotgun could be competitive. But to be completely honest with you, what we saw yesterday with Frog 3 pulling out the sledgehammer out of nowhere, we see now Demov pulling out the double barrel shotgun out of nowhere. I think it's off meta season, Stars.
Oh yes, indeed. And I think the reason it works, and this is something I noticed, every person on Yappers is running a shotgun. They're basically running cavalry comp, essentially. They're just going in, they're running into your face, and they're just looking to do as much burst damage as they can. I think that's why it's working, because what we're noticing now is a lot of the medium heavy comps are really running bunker comps. So they're just trying to bunker down and go through. And I think they found the counter is, hey, instead of trying to beat you at range, we're going to go in your face and we're just going to spam all the shells, all the slugs right into your face. And we're going to see what you can do about it.
And it makes sense, too, because when you really think about it, what are you doing in the finals anyway? You're going to be closing the distance. You're going to be, even if you have those long-range fights, everybody knows that those long range fights across rooftops, they only stall. They don't actually lead to any actual positive influence in the fight. It's just stall to try to push them somewhere else. When you really get down to the team fights, you're in the same building, you're in the same room, you're going to be up close and personal. Why not have everybody run shotguns? And I think that the most balanced version of this comp is when you have one medium that's running either an AK or an FCAR, one medium on the shotgun, and of course the heavy shotgun. But I really do like seeing the Yappers pull this triple shotgun comp because it's something different, it's something unique, and it's something that in theory really could work out well. And if you look at the kills, it is. I mean, Dimov with 6 kills on light with the shotgun is way more than I thought that they would get, especially when you look at the other side. You see what BURTS is doing, and they're not able to keep up when you're inside of these shorter sight lines of Cis Horizon.
Yeah, and it's going to be so interesting to see how this match is going to close out. It's just so interesting to see because we don't see that many light, medium, heavies here in competitive. We had, out of all the matches we had yesterday, there was only 12 times a team chose light, medium, heavy, and cash out. Every other pick was medium, medium, heavy. Those were the only 2 comps we saw. So it's really cool to see that we're starting something new, essentially. It's not just the standard, oh, hey, this works, let's do it. And I feel like that's something that's so cool to see as we see Boone with the 5.225 KDA. He's popping in damage. He's getting good assists. Like, these KDAs are high compared to what we've seen today so far.
Exactly, but one thing that I will say is I think that with Yappers running the triple shotgun composition, they're not giving BURTS time to get into the setups that they need to. When we watched map 1, how BURTS was able to control where they wanted to take the fights on that Sandstorm version of Las Vegas, they had the ability to set up and find time to figure out what the motions would be. But Yappers, they are making that impossible, and Yappers is just pushing in faster than BURTS can react to. And I think that on Skyway, this is the perfect middle ground for them to figure out which setup is going to be the best. And as we jump onto Skyway Stadium, it's going to be this office space.
Oh, they got the 50-50
always
spawn.
Is the best place to contest.
Yeah, they got the 50-50 spawn, which means they both spawn equal distance from the cash out. We're going to go ahead and see Chickpea and BURTS go ahead and start the cash out here. Chickpea now rocking that Model 1887 here, bringing out his own shotgun. He says, hey, if you're going to do it, I will do it better than you, but it's not looking that great as Treason's going to go ahead and get the opening kill here.
Wait, but Sueco really comes back, gets a fire barrel kill onto Dimov, and finishes off Bo as well. And we're going to be seeing Situation be the last one to drop, and that is going to be a fantastic team fight here. BURTS looking good as ever right now, and I think that the main thing, it is always, like I've been saying, which cash out will work best for their comp. I think that in this particular setting, I think that they understand that the construction site would be better, but because of the spawns, they know for a fact Yappers is spawning construction. It's better to just get it started at a state and get set up, because that's what BURTS needs to do. They need to get set up to have an upper hand on this next fight. So as they're getting set up, they need to realize that they could get caught off guard by Dimov's double barrel if they find themselves inside the confines of the estate.
Yeah, and it's looking really cool here as we're going to go ahead and hop into this nice little mansion fight that we're about to go ahead and have. Dimov just going to go ahead and sneak, and he's doing a little bit of recon work, just trying to see where they are before and let his team know. We know he likes to flank, so he's just waiting for his team to engage for him to do work. Chickpea and BURTS not knowing exactly where they are right now. They're still looking around, unknowing to the danger that is lurking to him. The gateway popping out gives a nice distraction for his team. Dimov going in with the double barrel shotgun damage coming out. He's going to go ahead and go down.
But it's BURTS that trades out the damage. It's going to be Dimov that falls first, then Bone, and Situation tries to get the res. It's not going to come through. And even though Yappers had all that set up, it's just Chickpea standing and left-clicking while Z keeps him healed up. Absolutely insane. And this is what I'm saying is, like, it really does depend on the site. And I think that Yappers, if they had just decided to try and force the fight into the small confines where they can get the most value out of those shotguns, it would have been better. But they couldn't even draw BURTS off the roof.
Yes, the
but
stun!
Now they're trying.
Oh, no way!
The stun, but Sueco sustains. He's low HP, but Z and Chickpea are going to be right on board to get the heals through. And as the cash out drops to the bottom, Sueco goes out, but we will see the res coming through, and Z and Chickpea do what they can to just stall for time, try to prevent. Situation goes out, the heavy goes out, and that's going to be another team wipe for Yappers. Chickpea not even shooting for a quarter of that fight, just because they knew that they needed to bide time.
Bro, Chickpea said, hey, you need to hit the aim trainer, son. You need to hit the aim trainer and get better so you can hit me, because I'm just going to shift out and dodge all your shots. And it was crazy to see because he's just trying to get the reload, stalling for time as his team's trying to get the res out so they can defend the cash out. So now we're just going to go ahead and see them go to cash out too, and they're just going to go ahead and take this roof.
Yeah, Vault 2 gonna start off, and they have a choice. Do they go all the way over to the open office, or do they take it into construction? I think personally that they should take it to open office, because construction might be a little bit more favorable towards that light. But BURTS is gonna take it anyway. We see the light Demov doing absolutely demon things here, trying to find his way through. Let's see if they will find a favorable positioning inside of the construction site as Sueco, Z, and Chickpea get set up on the upper levels. Yappers trying to find their way in, but oh! Demov swatted like a fly on the wall. Gonna be getting res here, but is it going to be enough? We will see the rest of the teams fall through, but as Chickpea and Z keep Sueco sustained, Demov's res was almost for nothing because they couldn't find more value to capitalize on. Gonna be seeing the flank come through, but it's caught off immediately. Z gets taken out, res through. Sueco gets taken out, but Z is gonna res him as Chickpea goes forward, doing enough damage. It's just up to Sueco. Will he be able to finish it off? No, he won't. It's a wipe, and Yappers actually clutches through. Wait, no.
It was actually
Sueco
BURTS.
did it.
No, well, that was crazy. No, it was wild to see because it looked like for a second that Yappers was knowledgeable that they were trying to go for a flank. As you see them going ahead and setting up the bounce for the cash out going out. What they're planning to do here is they're going to go ahead and blow the floor as soon as they touch it, and it's going to drop it off the map. And what's going to happen next is the cash out's going to fly back where it came from, and I think they're trying to get it just repeat. It's a crazy setup, as they're going to go ahead and take the height once again.
And this is it. This is the final fight that could happen here. If Yappers can't clutch it up, that's going to be all.
And there it is.
Go for the steal.
Oh,
there's the drop. And Demov goes out too. He can't get back in. Now it's going to be enough time for his body to come through. The cash out still bouncing on the pad. It's not getting the full reset. It's fully broken. The cash out keeps flying out. It's not respawning. And Bone goes out as well. It's a team wipe. BURTS, you can't be doing this. The cash out can't even make it back. This is just torturous. And Yappers, they were so close. I promise you, chat, it was 1 pixel of health difference for that last team fight. And this is the most insane strategy to see BURTS go for. I cannot believe that BURTS won that team fight. I cannot believe that BURTS is glitching the cash out that way. This is insane.
Nah, it was wild to see, because if he had still focused for half a second longer on the cash out, he probably still could have gotten the steal. But he was so shook from the fact that he got bounced off the map that it just didn't matter at all. He didn't get steal. It was locked in an infinite loop, and now 1 player down, it was just free pickings for BURTS.
That is insane, especially at the second to last team fight. I was convinced that Yappers had the upper hand, because after Chickpea used his res on Z, I didn't think that Z would have the ability to get through to res Sueco, but he did. And it was just insane. The fact that there was just enough time for, Chickpea's collateral damage at the very beginning of that fight. Because I think right the last team fight insane, right, with the bounce pad and everything, getting the cash out glitch. But it was that second to last team fight that really solidified it, because Yappers almost got in, but because they're running only one medium, only one set of defibs. Think about it. That's only 4 characters you have in a fight versus BURTS, the 2 sets of paddles. That's 5 people.
All right. It doesn't look like we're going to go ahead and get the scoreboard here. But up next, we're going to go ahead and have Yappers versus... I'm blanking out. Yappers versus BKO. And if I remember correctly, this is a rematch, correct?
This is a rematch. We saw Yappers take BKO into the lower finals with a 2-1 scoreline before. So now we're going to see Yappers going up against BKO again. And BKO has a slight advantage here in the fact that they have just watched the fight up against BURTS. They know how Yappers is playing, and they saw how BURTS countered it. So congratulations to BURTS for the grand final. But we're going to be seeing this fight with Yappers versus BKO right after this break.
I'm forcing cash.
Fight.
Yeah. Medium dead. Heavy dead. Just
They didn't get it. They didn't get it.
Walk. Heavy half.
One on me. One on me. One on me. One on me.
What? Just got on me? Like how?
One.
Well played.
Good fucking shit, boys. I'm one, baby. Can't get up.
He's 2 bar.
Hit the medium. I hit him. I'm dead. Lights roll. I'm
Unlucky, how the fuck did the cash out get there? I shot fell away, I don't know how. Help. Yeah, okay.